Welcome to ChessWhiz TV episode 374. Today is I Don't Care because I'm your host, The Wiz. Today we're going to play, hoping chess. You know, players have a habit of hoping an opponent doesn't see a certain threat. And as you improve, you don't do it as much. But you especially see that in the beginner. It's like with the beginner looking at the board, like think it. They're like, well, if I move there, I'll be attacking his queen. So I hope he doesn't see it. And they attack the queen, right? It's not a very good long-term planning strategy. So I've come up with this variant to make that possible. Hoping chess is now chess. What you get to do in hoping chess is require that your opponent follows your hopes and dreams. One time per game, your opponent has to make the move that you're hoping that they would make. Of course, that's only once, and you're not allowed to checkmate them immediately afterward because that would kind of shallowize the game, which is totally a word. So let's create a game against one of my close friends here and see how it works. 1+4, standard real time, random side, good. And so I'll throw this link in the chat here. There's several lovely people in the chat. I know they're lovely because they don't have their video cameras on right now. They're going to click that, and then we're going to have an opponent. Steubenfish is in the chat, and he's a pretty good player. So let's see if he joined. He did not. Oh, that's lucky for me. He would have beat me and let the pulp. Okay, so here's the rules. I'm putting them in the chat on the left. Yes, I got that on the first try. The left side of the screen. You may once per game require your opponent to fulfill your hopes and dreams. So for example, let's say we go d4, d5, e4, e5, because we're idiots and all our pawns are attacking each other. He could play this checking move, check, and then he's like, hold it now, I'm really hoping you'll block with the queen. And bam, I have to block with the queen because he was hoping for it. Now, it has to be a legal move, so he can't say, I'm really hoping you'll move this pawn so I can take your king. That's not legal. And you know, maybe this variant would be better without that you may not checkmate on the following move. That would actually be really interesting to allow checkmates, because then you just simply have to set up your position so that your opponent can't mate you with 2 moves in a row. But I'm going to keep that rule in for now, because imagine, let's say I've got the castle position here, and he's like, bishop, queen, I hope you don't guard that, checkmate. And it might kind of end kind of fast. So we'll have to try it both ways this episode. We'll have to try it both ways. But first we're going to try it the way I pasted, just so we're honest with Anstrovis, who's joined us here, because, ooh, that's kind of weird. Is he going to make his hope right now? I would not think he'd want to do that. So let's just go here. Volume's a little loud for me. I don't know about you guys, but these piece moves are just echoing, reverberating through my ears. Let's move that down a little bit. Okay, Sachun Saju says hi. Probably Japanese. Isn't it pronounced hi-ya? Okay, so what are we looking at here? It looks like a chessboard. My opponent's moving extremely slowly. So I could pick up a queen with this hoping move, and then I could just hope he leaves his queen there for me to take. So I guess I'll do that. I mean, we'll just try it out, right? See what happens when you get ahead by a queen. I hope you play rook g1, because rook g1 is such a good move. Rook, I'm going to add him some time so that he can play my hoping move here. I hope you play rook g1, because he can no longer castle. And that kind of is a double whammy. Not only did he lose his queen, but now he can't castle. So now I'm ahead by a queen. And I have a feeling that he's going to just take my queen, maybe this way. Oh, that's going to be so obnoxious, because then he'll get an extra pawn as well. And then we're going to be back to playing chess. So this variant just turned out to be really stupid. But I wonder if taking out the you may not checkmate deepens the game, because you no longer say, well, the best thing, I'm going to let him run. No, don't run out of time. No! And Jovis, that was really not fulfilling. You know, I am not feeling fulfilled right now. I'm feeling glass half empty. Liam Clary. Let's rated 978. Do you think you can keep up with the rules? That's barely enough rating points to focus on the screen, but let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to change the rules now, Liam, and I'm going to say you may require a specific move of your opponent and then do anything afterwards. So the goal of the game now is to set it up so that in a double move you get checkmates. Like I play here, and then next move I'm like, whoa, 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 watch out, I hope you don't notice this, and then I can just checkmate him, right? So that's what I'm going to try to set up here, assuming that he's going to play legally. This is a rated game, so it's very high stakes for me. My rating 2018, his rating 978. If for somehow reason he doesn't obey the rules, got it, I would be throwing away some valuable pieces. But look at this. I've got this right now. So I think I just win. I hope you play a5. He didn't. He's not obeying the rules. This happens constantly on ChessWhiz TV. Oh, this is such a problem. One of the biggest problems of... Oh, good, checkmate. Okay, so that's the other problem. He doesn't have enough rating points to notice that that's going to be checkmate. Good game, Liam. That was a pretty good game. You got to watch out for this checkmate, though. It's called Scholar's Mate, this kind of checkmate where the bishop comes out and the queen comes out. And the best way to prevent it would have been knight f6 there, because the queen actually, if it's properly blocked, you had the right track with this move, because you can, when you're attacking down here and all this stuff, you just have to make sure you don't get checkmated. So let's see. Our next opponent is, I've got these two challengers, but I'm going to throw a link in the chat instead, because I want to try some more hoping chess against some tough people who have been left in the cooker too long. Sachin Saju, maybe he'll join this game. Let's see what happens. To play, give someone this URL. That's what I'm doing. So I'm removing the rule that says you may not checkmate on the next move. So I'm going to make sure my opponent is following this. Okay. Okay, Angus. You may require a specific move for your opponent. I'm waiting. I want to see that okay. When you first start out in a new... He's not saying okay. Oh, great. I'm going to have to Scholars Mate this guy also. He better not Scholars Mate me. Like, if he plays bishop here, I'm in big trouble. So, like, knight f6, and then he can play here, hoping that I don't block the checkmate, and I just lose. So I'm in huge trouble right now. This might be barely playable, this variant. This is so scary. I'm moving here. Here's why. He takes my pawn, and he hopes that I let him take his queen. And then he's used up his hope. At that point, his fangs have been removed, and then I can use my hope later to win. Because really, in this game, you should win with your hope. If you use it, and all you did was like win a queen or something, you're in trouble, because he's going to find a way to win a king with his. So that's hoping chess now. So now that we've removed that checkmate rule, I want to get a couple of games with this rule set and see if white can force a win. That's a free bishop. Man, I need more rating on my opponents, I think. So see if you guys can come up with a forced win for white in this new... He proposes a take back. Okay, man, don't move your bishop where I can take it for free. That will really improve the quality of this game. You need another take back? I'll offer you another take back. I assume that's what you're thinking about. Unless it's like, no, I don't want to take that bishop. Oh, he says, I hope king d8. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. That makes sense. Okay, so now he's used his hope. But I don't have a queen. So he's used his hope. So now I have to come up with a checkmate without my queen. It could be difficult. We're gonna see exactly what I can do here. So I'll play here. He doesn't have any hopes. Let's see. So Vero90 is coming up with an idea. He says e4 is your first move, and then you say, I hope you play queen g4. Well, queen g4 wouldn't be legal. Oh, I see what it is now. Black can immediately capitalize on e4. And by that I mean hold down shift and press it again. I think that's what that means, capitalize on it. Let's go here, attacking this twice. What he says is, if white plays e4, black can immediately pick up the queen. He can counter with knight f6 and then say, I hope you play queen g4. Then I could take you. Of course, white has to do that because of the silly rule of this variant. And then he could take that for free. This does not lead to a checkmate, so I'm not going to use my hope yet. I think I need to checkmate here. I'll give him a little more time, I guess. That would pick up white's queen immediately, and that might be extremely effective, but I would worry that since you've only won a queen with your hope, white would later beat you by hoping that you fall into a checkmate. Now there's another guy with a German name here. I think I'll take the rook. His name is oh, this is so hard. I'll type it in here so you can see it. Der John. Very difficult name. I'll block this. Did I type that properly? I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to be like, that guy, he says that I hope you click on resign. That sounds like the ultimate hope right there. But no, I think that's a little bit of a stretch. You have to hope for a specific move, because in hoping chess, you're not hoping that the opponent gets a hard attack and runs out of time. You actually are hoping that they don't see your threat. So that's a great creative answer, but it does not quite count. I tried a new sport. Let's bring the knight out. Oh no, I would lose it for nothing. Let's not do that then. I need to set up a threatened checkmate. Which actually, knight here looks awful, but it's attacking this square. And at that point, the king would be kind of restricted. So I wonder if I could set up some kind of checkmate here. So, like, I bring my rooks over. Let's bring the rooks over anyway. Starting to come together here. I'm still down a huge amount of pieces, but my hope is coming up to the surface of myself. It's a kind of thing. Okay, I lost the bishop, but I'm not concerned. Probably should have moved the bishop right here, pinning his queen to his king. Let's see if that would have been better. This move, the bishop wouldn't have been guarded, but other than that, it would be great. Okay. So I think maybe I want to use my hope right now. Here, I hope queen e3. Give me that take back before I run out of time. Give me that take back, yo. Give me that take back, yo. I need that take back. I hoped queen e3. I was gonna hope he loses his queen, then I was gonna be ahead of rook and whatever else. So that would have been great. I would win. So I guess I didn't have to checkmate him. But he didn't notice. I'm trusting that he just didn't notice. I hope rook e1. Now I just need to use hopes until he sees it. No, I hope king b1. Add him some time. Play king b1 right now. King b1. Do it. It's not in all caps there. Because then I will be ahead. Thank you. Okay, finally one of my hopes went through. We had a communication barrier there because, you know, you're not really on voice connection and you might sleep through the chat box there. But that was definitely a win getting King B1 played. So it turns out you don't have to get the checkmate. You simply have to use your hope in a more powerful way than your opponent used his. So using your hope first is a big, big danger since your opponent does not have the checkmate threshold as his goal. Let's just go here and then I can checkmate this way. He simply has to capture more, right? And in that case, I got like a queen, which was enough. Which I'm not sure why. I think it's because I took all that material with my knight. That was pretty effective. Well, I don't know what I just did. Yikes. So I want to throw another game in the chat, but I think I want a strong opponent like 2000 level. So if you could, 2000 level viewers right now, join me in this next game. I'd like to test out this new variant. See how it goes. So we're going to go with, I'm going to say 1900 or higher. Put that in the chat. Ready. Are you ready? Challenge accepted. 1905. That's way over 1900, stupid fish. This guy's super good at chess. He's sandbagging his rating. So let's put this rule in the chat here so everybody knows what's going on. You may hope once, and I'm really interested to know, should you save your hope for the checkmate, which wins, or should you use it? On a queen, right? Because he could go like here, queen g4, and here, and take my queen for free, but having used his hope, he would be in some danger. And so there's going to be different levels of how powerful your hope can be. I mean, one queen is okay. Look what he's doing. 2 queen g4 right there. He's going to go for that. One queen's pretty good, but I can still castle. So I think he used it too soon. Remember, in the last game, not only did he get my queen, but I had to play king d8, which is a big problem for myself later. That might be more effective. So I was trying to tell you that I tried a new sport yesterday. I think I could just bring up my pieces here. It's tempting, of course, to play this. Because I could take that and blah, 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 but I'm not going to. With the hope, right? But I want my hope to be even more powerful than that. If I could set up a checkmate, this is really getting a chin stroker going here. A new sport I tried, and it definitely reminded me of that, playing some of these people with the ratings a bit lower, because whenever you do something new, you encounter something called you suck mode, which is, wow, anything that's worth doing, you will be terrible at when you start doing it. It is a rule of life. And if you start doing something right away and immediately you win, like I played this game called Onitama, I think, yesterday, which is this little chess-like game where you move. It's a 5x5 grid, and you move your pieces around on it. And my opponent had played like once or twice before, and I had played once or twice before. So off we go, moving our little things, and he beat me. And wait, we were both doing it for the first time. Never mind. We were both awful. We just didn't know it. So never mind. That analogy doesn't work. I was trying to say, since I'm so good at chess, how can he beat me? But it wasn't chess. So never mind. But whenever you do something new and you're like, wow, I'm pretty good at this, that's probably not even a worthwhile thing to be doing. So what if I take this and then say, I want you to play Queen C8? Then I take that. That's going to be a lot of material. So I'm going to do, I hope you play Queen C8 next. Ready? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I picked up a bishop and queen, so now I'm ahead. And now we're playing chess where I'm way ahead. So hoping chess kind of degenerates into chess. Which is just fine for me since I'm way ahead. So yeah, I think the two queen g4 strategy is not the best. Because there are ways that come up later in the game, unless you get some amazing advantage with your queen. I mean, you are ahead of queen, so there is a chance to do something with that. But your opponent has a lot of different ways to do cool things with his hope. Yeah, so the sport I did, and let me tell you, I was really bad. The sport I did is called bouldering. You may not even know what that is. Bouldering is basically rock climbing and risking your life at the same time. When you go rock climbing, traditionally, you put on this huge harness, I think it's called, with ropes going up to the ceiling if you're doing indoor rock climbing, and another person holding the rope so you don't die. And it's super all ropey because it's really embarrassing when one of the climbers dies. So they try to minimize that. But in bouldering, there's no ropes. It's like, here's your rock climbing wall and good luck. There's no, and it's like way up there, right? So they have, the landing pad is a little bit soft. So if you fall, maybe you'll just break something important. Well played, he says. I have to say GG to that because I'm the Wiener. Yeah, I don't think Queen G4 was a good second move. So I get on the wall, and I've rock climbed a few times, like maybe 3 or 4 times in my life, but I'm a super, super basic level rock climber. Like at the point where, there's supposed to be different levels of routes. Like this route is really difficult, this route is moderate kind of thing, and they have numbers for their ratings of difficulties. Yeah, Moin Sen, let's do this. Moin, it's probably pronounced because it's French. And I'm at the level where it's like, oh, I'm not supposed to use that color of hold. Sorry. And I just use whatever holds I can to get up there. So super basic, but I've done it a few times. So I get on the bouldering wall and I'm like, this is so easy. Of course, I was trying to do the real routes and they start out at level 0. So I did a 0, climb up to the top. This is great. The problem is there's no ropes. So you get to the top and then I realize there's no ropes. I'm used to climbing since I've done it a few times, and I don't have that fear of heights where, you get 8 feet off the ground. You're like, what if I fall? I'm going to kill myself. I don't have that feeling because I know there's ropes, and that kind of happened to me during the climb, too. I know I'm okay, but I was not okay. Because after I got to the top, I'm like, what did I just do? Look how far down that is. I mean, I don't want to look down because I'm going to move too far from the microphone, but wow, I got forked. Yeah. So climbing down, creepiest and scariest thing ever. Because when you're rock climbing, you need to go down. You just say to the guy who's holding your ropes, hey guy, I'm about to come down. And then he just lowers you down like you're a fireman or something. A rock climbing fireman. That's what I mean. So that was definitely the scariest part of the bouldering. So then I'm like, well, I can do zeros. Let me try ones, right? And the levels go up to like 10 at this bouldering gym. So, ones should be okay. So I get on the 1 and I'm just hanging onto the wall, getting super tired. I can't even move. These routes are so difficult for normal people like me. And I'm not weak. I could probably do 40 push-ups, 5 pull-ups, which, it's more than 0. I can do a little bit. And I'm just clinging to that wall. I could barely do the most basic routes in bouldering. And that tells me that bouldering is awesome because there's so much room for improvement. I mean, I saw people hanging upside down, climbing sideways, jumping through the air, which by the way, they're called dinos because that's a dynamic move. I thought at first it was because the hold was shaped like a dinosaur, but that's not actually true. So I could get his queen here with the proper hope. I could be like, I hope you move your queen here, and then I would get it. But I don't know. Oh, but he's gonna kill me actually. He's setting up a checkmate right here. He's gonna be like, I hope you fall into that checkmate, and then he will. So I'm going to defend myself like this. A pretty bad move. But I'm not dead, so not being dead is a nice feature of most moves. Got a comment in the chat. Why is the quality so terrible? Oh, it's probably the stories. They're very bad stories. No, I'm out in the boonies. There's a video on my YouTube channel called The New Studio of the Wiz or something like that, and it shows where I'm streaming. And you can see outside my trees. That's all I have for Wi-Fi antenna is like some trees. So trees give pretty bad bandwidth, and that's why it's so grainy. My upload speed is less than 1 megabit per second, and I bet you didn't even know that was possible. Okay, so I think he's going to use his hope on this. I think he will. And that's going to be good because then I don't have to worry about that anymore. Oh, no, you're... Oh. Don't checkmate me, yo. Oh, I just gave up peace because I'm so not wanting to be checkmated. He's just going to walk in here and then I have to just hope he's not going to checkmate me. This is a serious problem. I have to use my hope. I hope you play Queen G5. Queen G5. Do Queen G5, please. Okay. So I've used my hope to win a queen. I'm in big trouble. Big trouble now. Because who knows what he could do with his. But you know, there's something that we haven't really explored in this game, which is you can use your hope. You can just threaten checkmate because you're really winning. And this is something we haven't been able to do yet. But my plan is to checkmate him. And by doing that, I will win. It's not working right now. In fact, this is just going horribly. There we go. He hasn't used his hope yet, and I got pretty lucky by his blunder there. So if I'm threatening checkmate, he might have to use his hope on something small, like don't checkmate me. So actually, this is a very interesting balance of the game where if you get ahead enough, you can start winning at chess, and your opponent doesn't have time to set up an amazing counter hope, which is a new word I've invented for this variant. Let's give him some time. Where, you know, he wants a position where a forcing hoping move is so valuable. Look at this, another cool capture. So fortunately, his he's hoping I play queen e8. So I need to undo that. Okay, so now that the hopes are used up, I can show off this amazing pin that I have so that I just want a free bishop. And that's going to leave me ahead of piece. So actually, I was able to win this game using the power of hoping first. That's very interesting. If you hope first, you get ahead, right? Because I got his queen. And then you have to use that to your advantage quick before your advantage slips away like a slipper. There's actually some risk of death here. I'll have to be a little careful. Maybe this will work. No, this is pretty good here. Take over this file. I'm glad he didn't play Rookie 2, because this file's super important, and I think I've got it pretty good here now. And I come down to this rank. That's very difficult to defend. Oh, he's just defending it. Never mind. I'll play there. We've used our hopes. And now it's a bishop against some pawns, but he has fewer now, so I'm going to win. Whew, that was close. That was really close. I actually think this is a better variant without the, and you can't checkmate next move, because you can't just set up a hope checkmate immediately. It takes some time, and during that time, let's get the king out here. Let's go this side. He resigns because I do have the extra bishop. I can set up these pawns so that his king can never take them, and then I can make sure this bishop stops this pawn from promoting, and then I can walk over here and take this pawn, and then I can boom, 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 and then pretty much win, kind of like that. So that's how I would win. I have a challenge from Liam, but that's rating is not 2000. I do want to play one more 2000 rated game before we go, because interesting depth there where you use your hope first, but then you have such a good position that your opponent can't set up a good position for his hope. Because to be honest, the best thing is to take a queen and a piece probably, or really disrupt the opponent. And ooh, same guy again. Well, he played so well last game that we're gonna allow that. This is our final game, so if you're watching in the chat and you want to play right now, oh, that's too bad. That's really sad. I'm not playing e5 though, because this would be so powerful because of all the threats of checkmate. It's really, really hard to defend that. But this is pretty cool because now I'm threatening to checkmate him, and I think I'm going to get to do that, right? No, I didn't quite get to. Oh, kind of close, but that's silly of me to try because d4 has really improved his position. Wow, wow. So by the end of the night bouldering, wow, was I tired and sore. My arms felt like they were going to fall off. And I did complete at least one route, which was level 2. Like 2 out of a lot. And then I was told, okay, so I finished this 2. I'm like, yay, 2. I know that's horrible, but it's not 0. And then this is what I was told by my friends who went with me. They're like, this climbing gym's really easy. Like these 2s are so easy. I'm like, great. He says the first time I went to a gym, I couldn't do any of the 1s. I was just on the 0s. These are really easy. I'm like, great, thanks so much. But actually, bouldering is a great sport because it is so hard for normal people. And I think that's a great measurement of quality of the sport because it means you can really, really learn a lot. So that's pretty cool. So I'm seeing some ideas here. Queen h4. There's definitely some danger around my king. I think I should try to set up a checkmate. So that would be the pin, actually. And then put the bishop here and the queen here. I think that could work pretty well. Pawn here, bishop here, queen here, and then I'm attacking this direction. And if he uses his hope to like win a knight, I could use my hope to win a queen, and then we're just playing chess and I'm ahead. Like I could just go bam, bam, take his queen, which I don't think he'll want to fall into. Oh, I better not bring his queen out now though, because he'd have so many threats where he's threatening checkmate. These arrows roughly represent the danger in the area because he could make a threat of checkmate and then make me not defend it, and then bam, checkmate. You really got to watch out for that kind of thing in this variant. Wow, this variant is actually very cool. I love it. I love this variant. He's going to come down for the knight. I don't want to lose it. I'm getting kind of confused here. I keep thinking, oh, it's okay if it's not guarded. The hopes will save me, but they will not. So that's not very smart of me. I need this rook to be defended. Fortunately, the bishop's doing the job, so I can do a discovery right now. And lose my bishop, lose whatever it is that I'm looking at here. Now I could still play the discovery, actually. He doesn't have time to play that. Oh, no, I'm not defended there. Hier. Ich bin here. Let's do this. Oh, I actually think he's got some cool ideas. Man, I hate it when my opponents have cool ideas. I'll play this. I don't know what I'm doing. That's probably a horrible move. But yeah, this guy's 1500 and he has got me sweating. Okay, so I think I have checkmate though. I play this, he doesn't defend, and then I go here check and here checkmate. All right, so I hope you play, oh, it's all caps. Let's turn that off. Queen a6. Smiley face. Oh yeah, let's do it. Okay, so queen here, queen a6, and then I have a checkmate sequence. Bam, and checkmate. Wow, hoping chess is very interesting because you can't do that right at the start, but in the middle game, there's so many threats that you're going to make a threat that there's actually a double layer of threats in this game. I would highly recommend checking this game out. Try it with your friends if you have any. After those last variants, you probably don't have too many. If you've been trying the variants on ChessWhiz TV with your friends, yeah, you might have run out by now. But if you have any left, try this variant, Hoping Chess, where your opponent has to do what you hope. That is pretty fun. We broadcast live Tuesdays and Saturdays at 3 p.m. GMT, which changes twice a year because of daylight savings time in my country. But you can join us live on twitch.tv, which is a lot of fun. But if you don't have the time for that, which most people don't because it's right in the middle of when you're doing things in life, you can also watch on YouTube, which is great. because there's comments down there that last forever. I have seen YouTube comments from before the dinosaurs existed. They just sit there forever. So if you ever want to do something that's permanently engraved in the universe, simply comment on one of these videos and your life will no longer be meaningless. This has been ChessWhiz TV. Thanks for watching.